Welcome, everybody. It is reschedule week here at the CCA. I am DRF, joined by the one and only Nito to bring you the start of this Division 1 doubleheader. It's just right off the bat, Nito, this should be one for the books.
I've been here since the beginning of Season 1, since the beginning of CCA itself, and reschedule week is still always as exciting because now we're looking at 1, 2, 3 teams that can get into the playoffs, and we're just waiting and seeing what goes on, and this is one of those games that has that playoff implication here.
It absolutely does. With VCU just an hour or so ago, having gotten a massive 4-3 victory over PSU Blue, the reigning Division 1 champions. Now VCU is secured into the playoffs as far as we can tell at this time. Of course, we will wait until everything is all said and done to confirm that, but mathematically it seems like they're clinched. GMU Patriots, though, they are fighting for their playoff lives right now. They have had a turbulent season, I guess is the best way to put it, going to 3 Game 7s, and now they are here, their last match of the season. If they win, they are in. If they lose, it is simply up to fate to decide if the GMU Patriots can advance to the playoffs or not. So all of the cards are on the table here. VCU also trying to play for that number 1 spot within the group. So both teams do have something to play for. It's going to be a fun one.
That's the funny part about this too, is that you can't, once you're looking into if you're GMU right now, you're in the outside looking in. This is all or nothing here. If you win, you're in. If you don't, then it's such a scary thing, leaving it all to fate. So you can surely bet that they're going to bring everything to the table here, and it's all going to start here. Game 1 on Tower Control Ship Shape Cargo Company.
And let's take a look at the compositions that these teams are going to bring out for us. And this is the first match that we are getting to see on stream since the patch. And right away, we do see those pencils still sticking around. But Nito, I think the notable thing here is, other than the triple mirror match, is the junior, which has kind of started to already see a resurgence in the days since the recent mid-season patch.
Gosh, it looks like Splatoon 2 all over again. We've got juniors coming up left and right. This is where Slug comes in with the juniors. I think the one thing they're looking for is bomb pressure, and you'll notice it from both teams here. They've got at least 2 splat bombs because you made that trip to those. So it's nice to see that both these focusing on that pressure, although we've more on one side and the other. See Slug, actually Wyatt now trying to go make a move. That player's already down for GMU. VCU opening up. That's 3 players down. Great opening for VCU. Once GMU started to get things going, VCU shut the door right in their face.
Yeah, they did. And this is already back and forth early on, as we do see the GMU Patriots here in orange. They're going to be on the back foot here. VCU claims the lead and should be through this first checkpoint. Yes, they do. Minnie, the anchor here, riding the tower. This team through the objective here, and now the spell is going to come up, and that's going to allow this push to go at least an extra dozen points or so, and they are all the way up to that second checkpoint where they will concede the tower due to those trip strikes. So 28 points remaining, though, is a solid place to be at this stage in the game.
2 players down on each side, and why to make something happen here with the order shot, rather. There's already 1 player down for GMU. VCU holding things strong even after pushing the tower. That's a nice snipe there. That's 2 snipes there from the Trizuka from GMU. And here comes MDM, which I still have yet to get a name, so forgive me for the rest of the stream. But here comes Wyatt with the Trizuka, who's going to be able to take this tower back from GMU. VCU still holding on for now, as next mission goes down right by our screen there. Control going back to VCU.
Yeah, but they are at a slight numbers disadvantage here, although Wyatt able to take someone down with them. So this will continue to just be pick for pick at this stage, very neutral. And if VCU has anything to say about it, they're okay with this neutral game right now. As long as they themselves going 2 down like they do here. Oh, GMU actually going to be in a pretty solid position to try to make a push happen, but a bomb picks up 2. Total coming up big.
If all else fails, rely on the splat bomb. How'd you do with as Onathars? They're taking out 2 players there. 1 bomb, then DME still waiting for an opportunity here. Goes with the side. That's a nice little opportunity, nice little sneaky by the dualies, but they're gonna have to back up. Still waiting on GMU to make a movement here. They do have the numbers advantage. They're gonna take the tower here as well. Take advantage of Bubbler here as they try to make things happen. Still waiting to get themselves past the first checkpoint with 1:45 left.
Certainly, and they are going to be adding some more points on the board. GMU, they're going to continue to work through this first checkpoint and able to clear it. So now they are to close this gap, I should say, but losing some numbers. VCU was there as well that was working against them, but you actually still have the tower in pretty solid position here as they do pick off the junior and they're switching to the lead.
Oh, it's gonna get really close here. It looks like they've taken actually used tower. I believe that's right in the nick of time. Right when there's a wipeout to VCU. Johnny Dory again. Oh my goodness, it couldn't get any more dramatic with a minute to go. GMU needs to find another big push like that. VCU just needs to hold on to get themselves into one advantage here.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 points separate these teams right now, if we are seeing this correctly. No, but VCU continues to keep the pressure up. They want to try to get tower as far away as possible and maybe even try to add on to their lead here, although it doesn't look like that's going to happen necessarily. They're actually going to try to force it, and I don't think they really got too much value there. They do add a couple points to the board, but it's still very, very tricky. 15 seconds to play. Wyatt playing from behind here, going to continue to make GMU's difficult, and with 10 seconds to play, they are out of options, and VCU looks like they will secure game number 1.
The role Wyatt is playing already in this matchup is invaluable to VCU. This is GMU is a team already fighting for their playoff life here. VCU just needs to stand back and see what they can do against GMU. But oh my goodness, we're watching this and thinking Wyatt just keeps dragging the attention away from the rest of the team, leaving them open to whatever they need to do. They're confident in Wyatt. I like to see what VCU's got in store for us for the rest of this matchup, but I'm liking what they're trying to pull here with Wyatt.
Absolutely, and if you've watched VCU since they started here in the CCA in season 2, you know that is a focal point. There's a reason that we time and time again get Wyatt fans in the chat, because that's just how Wyatt plays. Like you never know where they're going to be, and it's very difficult to keep an eye on. So you always have to watch your back, your front, your left, your right. You never know where they're going to be. So definitely that's going to continue to be a thorn in GMU's side. So continue to watch out for that. But I will say, I think GMU handled that game pretty well, all things considered. It seemed like VCU was in control for a majority of that game, but the fact that it was still only a 3-point game and they were on the verge of getting the lead there by a second, that is fantastic for GMU. So I hope that they walked out of that game saying, hey, we lost that one, but we know that we have them in our sights. So Rainmaker Undertow is gonna be pretty spicy though, especially because of the recent rework.
Absolutely. I'm thinking already about how Wyatt is going to find new and creative ways, because now Rainmaker on Undertow Spillweight, I've seen that this entire middle section has been expanded. You can go right under the snipe area. That's going to leave more opportunities for paint, which is something that Undertow was already lacking. So this is a huge opportunity to see what they can enable Wyatt to do. But like you said, I always like to say my praises to the team. I'm always almost tendency to sing my praises to the team that won, but GMU was just an inch or two away from taking this lead from VCU. So if there was any doubt, and there shouldn't be, but if there's any doubt that they didn't want it, there's your evidence. And if there's any doubt that they're not going to want it in this match, just wait and see, because I bet you right now they've already got 4 players ready. They've already got something cooking here.
They certainly do. And for those of you that are unfamiliar here, this match was rescheduled during week 4 because both teams were at a LAN hosted by the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. And they got the opportunity to play each other in grand finals in which VCU won by a score of 3-2. So that set was close. That first game was close. You can expect the rest of this set to continue to back it between number 2 Rainmaker on Undertow Spillway, the reworked Undertow Spillway, most notably lacking that slick area after the far checkpoint that everyone tends to go for. So things could be a little bit faster here now, and this is the first time that teams are gonna get to play this in a competitive setting.
And we've got another jump start from VCU. They've got the cooler out. They've got a few specials out already. Here's the bubbler ready from Tostar. We're gonna try to make a way in, try to sneak some bums in, see if they can get a pick or two. Fitting left on the clock has yet to the Rainmaker. Oh! They're gonna be VCU once they're down 3 players like that. That was very quick there. Quick turnaround from GMU. As they've already gotten past the first checkpoint, this is a huge opening from GMU and certainly the push that they needed.
I think that was the Zuka that got the triple. I mean, we can't say for certain, but I'm sure we'll hear about a clip after the fact as Lux coming in with the hammer, going to miss the target. But very quickly, VCU has bounced back into this game. Said, hey, we'll go ahead and concede the checkpoint. Good for you guys, but not let up an inch further. And they have gained control of this game once again very, very quickly, despite the unfortunate start for them, and they are looking to even up at 1 checkpoint apiece here. They're just a little ways from pulling off now.
White here is having to stall a little bit, wait for a good opportunity here for that. Rainmaker gonna have to back up all the way to the middle here. There's already 2 players down for VCU. This is gonna be very difficult for Wyatt. If they can find a way to that checkpoint, that would be huge, but it looks like still so close, so far, as it's gonna be the bomb that wipes out Wyatt there just before they can reach that checkpoint. 3 minutes to go rather, and GMU still holding on to the lead, but VCU is starting to bring a little bit more pressure as Nixlation goes down with that player under the snipe. Mini there's trying to find an opportunity to get their teammates in. They've got Rainmaker, they've got the stamp. Well, this could be the checkpoint for VCU, and it's not, because GMU sneaks by a pick.
Oh, that's a huge pick there. I am noticing GMU is putting everything into stopping the Rainmaker each time. So they're left trying to pick up the pieces. Very fortunately able to prevent the follow-up here from VCU, but VCU continues to not let up. Comes up with a double, trying to find a third, not able to do so at this time. The Rainmaker will reset, but the way VCU is pressed up right now is still going to give them the opportunity to push. Mini's going to be the one to grab the Rainmaker now. They're going to swing it to the far left side, and 3 down GMU. Someone else goes down. Oh, wait, what was that? Was that a bomb from behind?
What is this? It's still not enough to stop VCU, but a huge push. Now they need to wait for those numbers to get back up here. They're probably going to be able to get the checkpoint here if they can get this past the pedestal, which they probably able to. You're going to need to watch Wyatt here and see what they can come up with. There's 1 pick. There's 2 picks for VCU. GMU might be able to stop it. They've already got the lead, but VCU could still do more damage if they can get themselves up to 20. There's up to 30. There's up to 24 remaining. A huge opening for VCU. My goodness.
Oh, that was massive for GMU. The junior spread just unfortunate in that circumstance there to not be able to get the Rainmaker pick, as this Rainmaker will be looking to reset. Luck's going to try to make a quick play here, but not going to be able to get there in time. Fantastic defense there from GMU to stop the bleeding while they can. So 24 points remaining is where this push will stall. And notably with this rework, this area here is so much more open. You can get away with a lot more sophisticated movement here. So that's the one thing to continue to watch out for as well. You know, it's going to be a little bit trickier to hide in specific corners because it's just a wide open area now.
Absolutely. That means a lot of bomb pressure, which for both teams, certainly no lack of it. As we got 50 seconds remaining, VCU goes down, trying to attempt another push here, at least getting it deep in enemy territory here, but GMU able to stop that push before it grows any big. GMU is still looking for another way back in. They need to get control. They need to get the lead here. It's going to be all or nothing here. They do have at least one. They do have the checkpoint clear, so that's something they have going on for them. But 20 seconds, or 25 seconds to go rather, and it looks like VCU's got all the specials ready, and they've got one player down. Both teams down one player. Gonna be watch out for Totostar, trying to sneak by. Totostar goes down. 15 seconds left. GMU can have one last cat. As we see one player going right ahead of that Rainmaker. Watch out for the sniper. They do for it. Quickly it's down 7 seconds. This game is gonna go to OFC Hong. They can hold on to this push. 24 points remaining for VCU. They need to get themselves up to 23. But they've got 2 players down. It's going to be very difficult for GMU. Touchdown Cloud running down very quickly. Can they sneak it by? The Trizuka from the almost spawn there, able to clear it out, getting VCU up 2-0.
What a finish there on Rainmaker Undertow. GMU in overtime gets within 12, but not enough to get the lead. I mean, the patience though from this GMU team to just wait it out, continue to get the jumps back in. You know, I do think the one thing that was kind of unfortunate is that Slug was the Rainmaker carrier here, and Slug had that special at the ready that they just were never able to utilize for the entire last 45 seconds of this game. So it does seem like that was just a bit of an unfortunate circumstance for them, that they were just short a special there. But nonetheless, they held their own there. VCU built up a big enough lead that was going to hold itself. Mini did a fantastic job of being the primary Rainmaker carrier for this VCU team and got the job done, managed to run away with it when there was complete chaos breaking loose with 3 people going down on either side. So a chaotic game once again between these two, but VCU now finds themselves up 2-0, Nito.
And looking at our keys of victory here, seeing what team has done what good so far. For one thing, I can't really speak on behalf of Big Fat Sea Cows. I'm not sure if they've done all 3 of those. I wouldn't know. But apparently George Mason has been doing fairly well so far. I mean, Reese may be getting a good regular season game reason set. I mean, I like the idea of a game 7, so I'm not sure how I feel about number 2. Number 3 is not up to me.
Honestly, the keys to victory this season have been phenomenal to follow. So shout out to the teams that filled this one out for us. But honestly, Game 7 might be what GMU has to see here, because they can only lose one more game within the next 5. So at this stage, when you tend to be down 0-2, it's going to be hard to get 4 in a row at this stage. I mean, we've seen a reverse sweep earlier. We're not at that stage quite yet to start talking about that, but it's if they want to win it, I think they have to go to a game 7, unfortunately. Which I know has been something that has plagued them all season, but they have won every single game 7, all 3 of them that they have faced so far this season. So realistically, if I'm GMU, I would say I want to go to a game 7. I know mentally that's probably fatiguing enough in of itself, but you have demonstrated yourselves to be the clutch masters of the CCA league so far. So that's what I'm anticipating out of them. But meanwhile, from VCU, I like Nito, like you said, I don't really even know what to tell them about their keys to victory, but let's dive on into game number 3 and take a look at these compositions.
Welcome in Nautilus and welcome in Stamper Nouveau. That's going to be a good, huge. That's going to be a pretty good pick here from both teams, making sure they can keep up with the patience they've been showing from both sides. I do want to confirm, at least with our producer, that they have confirmed Big Fat's decals is at least Dundeke's victory. So that's good on y'all. But on this matchup, we're seeing a run down on each side situation here. 30 seconds to go. That bomb is going to take out. That's going to another takeout from GMU. GMU might be looking at a huge advantage here. They have 7-8 power clamps to work with now, quickly growing as they get themselves up to ever so slightly. As they get some more specials up. A big push is going to come their way unless that Slosher has anything to say about it. They've got one player down. We're gonna see how they spawn here.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job of holding an aggressive position here right now, but unfortunately for GMU, VCU doing an excellent job holding the defensive front, pushing them back into mid, despite this disadvantage. VCU, this is what they do so well, is when there's only 2 or 3 of them, it still feels like you're facing all 4 of them at the same time. Because they position themselves so like with this crab also, like now that's gonna take out 2 members, make that a 3rd, and they quickly, very quickly, just like that, is gonna convert into a huge offensive push.
That is huge here. You talk about positioning, I'm talking about the crab and the biggest arc shots there, eventually leading to the wipeout. And then we look at the position yet again, and we see Wyatt with the Trizuka ready and able to take out anything that comes their way. Doesn't quite hit home there, but Wyatt's still proving useful here as they take a fight right there. That's going to 44 points remaining for VCU. Huge push here from VU to get things going. GMU getting ready to win 3 minutes. Still have lots of time. They've shown the patience. They've shown to have the patience they need to make a push like this, especially when they need it. So I'm really what they've got coming up for us, especially if they get a few picks on the board. But oh my goodness, talk about VCU. They've got it down pat so far in this matchup.
Yeah, they've done an excellent job of that. VCU continuing to hold control of mid, trying to pick away at these G players, and just in classic VCU fashion here, they hold mid, let Wyatt run it down a little bit, and just cause chaos. You know, now GMU has to fight a front battle, but looks like GMU is able to call out the individual members off one by one, now have reclaimed control of mid. These trip strikes coming out, the economy in their favor, passing around, score is made, GMU on the board. They now have to see if they can follow up here. They do get the Stamper Nouveau, that's going to be massive for them. Second pick, the junior goes down as well, but no, GMU loses 2 on their side. It might just be over. A 2-for-2 trade there. If you have to think they at least got those clean, that this would have possibly been a lead change.
I mean, it's like you said, make it seem like there's 4, 6, 8 players against them at all times. Even with that advantage there, and even when things look too great for GMU, VCU stops what could have been a huge push and what could have been a lead change for GMU. Another power clamp heading towards the basket. That power is going to go in. Oh, sure. Can they get the other one from the jump? Yes, it is. Can we get in? They're going to need more. They got the lead. GMU getting themselves back in the lead, as I was talking about, and they still got a few more clams to work with. That timer is still going. 1 minute to go. It looks like the times have changed in GMU's favor.
Just as we were talking about, VCU coming up big on that stop there, GMU said, hey, we'll play your game too. We'll keep the gas floored and make it very difficult for you to bounce back here. But VCU nonetheless does get the stop. They do stop the bleeding. They are for a power clam jump. The bubble actually going to come up pretty big here. That did a nice boost defense, and now with this power climb they can get the lead. No, they're gonna tie it. They need one more, but nobody's there. Oh my goodness, Nino. I think this is the second time that we've seen this game tied. Of course, GMU the first time it was tied did get their last bit of follow-up there, but VCU, they've got to be hurting after that one. They now need 1 power clamp plus 2 to get the lead.
One power clams and one, I believe, near their basket, so they at least have that to work with. But they still need 2 more power clamps, which they certainly have. I believe that's going to give them enough to get the lead. They can get it to the other basket. Remember, GMU, we've been talking about their patience all day long.
Oh.
This could be where we're going to see a wipeout on the side. Do they still have time? Yes, they do. They need 2 more power clamps. They've got 2 more power clamps. That's game 3 going to VCU.
Whoa! What a turn of events there. I'm not even sure what sparked that last second push. They just suddenly got the wipeout. It seemed like as soon as Lux went down on the side of VCU, that GMU was going to be able to hold the defense down and run away with this game. But suddenly it went from Lux being down to all of GMU being down. And that just opened the pathway wide open for VCU to roll out the red carpet, throw in their power clamp +2 to get the lead in overtime, and now they see themselves up 3-0.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to take my breath there. I had to take a deep breath. Let's gather ourselves because that. Well, I know at some point one of us mentioned one team or the other, or maybe both, being clutch here. If anything, VCU comes up big there at overtime, which is always the scariest position to be in Kalyan Blitz. So now I'm thinking, okay, I saw how close that overtime clock was to running out, and I thought this is do or die for VCU. They got themselves up big, 3-0. They're in match point right now. GMU's got to be staring at this with a huge mountain to climb here, but that just makes a reverse sweep that much more sweet.
Well, it's baby steps here, Nito. There, you're down 0-3. Yes, you want that fabled reverse sweep. GMU, as we have said, has gone to a game 7 in 3 of their 4 previous sets. However, the one set they did lose was in fact a sweep. So they've kind of just been on one end, or one extreme or the other extreme of the spectrum here, getting swept or winning in a game 7. So of course they really want to get the victory here. So that needs to start by winning on Splat Zone's Mako Mart. That again, it's one game at a time. Like there's no way around it. But if GMU can get this first game, I think they will just be able to breathe a bit of a sigh of relief to just say, okay, we've got one. Now we can go ahead and start building up that momentum. So focus on the game at hand. VCU, they want to try to put this one away as quick as possible because the more games you go, the better and better GMU is going to get.
Remember, this is still up for grabs, and I want to mention that GMU, they've been so close yet so far in the last few of these matches that a 3-1, them winning this set, winning this matchup is certainly not out of the question here. So GMU is going to try to come up big. They actually have the undercover belly here. I'm sure that's going to be for the painting aspect of this matchup. They're also going to try Special Nouveau out here. They're going to keep that cooler, but at the same time, they've got enough to keep those ledges locked. But that's going to be 2 players already go down for the side of GMU. You going strong, starting up strong here. They still keep getting picks left and right. VCU is opening up strong. They have a few specials ready as well whenever they need them, so they're going to be anticipating another response, which is going to be now from GMU.
Oh, nice response there indeed. But VCU going to quickly flip this one back in their favor, giving GMU over 100 points to work through. Oh, Lux coming up with a massive double on the hammer. And that's going to be the 3rd. Slug goes down. Lux looking for the quad. Not going to find it as the last player is going to jump on out, but it might as well have been a wipeout as VCU now initiating the lockout here. GMU on the ropes, trying to find a way back in. They do have specials at the ready. This rain is going to help cover at least a fraction of the zone. And with the junior going as well, this should be a don't flip. GMU gets it, breathes another life into themselves.
It's like you said, baby steps. That's going to apply to this matchup as well. Every little win GMU can get, they're going to need to count on that. They've got the zone back. Can they hold on to it? And how long can they hold on to it? It may not last too long because they've already got 3 players to be up to the Nautilus to try to defend that zone or back up there. Gonna try to back up that Nautilus is as VCU retake control of the zone. Since they're in that lockout position, I can't imagine it's gonna take too long for them to get rid of those penalty points. But they've been holding on to it so far. They've already got 1 pick down. This could be huge. This could be the lockout VCU was looking for. But GMU still has the capability of bringing it back here.
Oh, and we will see VCU wipe through that penalty. They are now looking for that knockout, like you said, Nito. Of course! It's the Reef Slider! Comes up clutch! One hand a penalty to VCU. GMU hit their fight, but they are just trying to hold on by their fingertips at this point, trying to see if they could get a solid good anything, but it continues to be VCU with an onslaught of aggression here, just making it so difficult for GMU to get back in. Another Reef Slider flips the zone!
It's like those last few players still on the Nintendo Network. They're still hanging on by a thread here. GMU is not going to let it go that easily. What is going on? There's Stiff got the zone again. They've gone down 3 players. This is still in the grasp of GMU, but VCU is locking it down for as long as they can. GMU is like snaking themselves by every once in a while. I bet you before these penalty points end, they're going to need another push that might just get themselves the zone yet again. They've already got... But this could be another push where they get the zone back. They've already got down 29 remaining. It's going to be close for VCU, who seems to be holding on to the zone for now. This could be it. That's going to be the Reef Slider again. They've got the zone.
Oh, this is why Reef Slider can come up so clutch, and that's going to be 3 down VCU. But once again, all it takes is 1 member, and this time it's Totostar comes up with 2 picks of their own to keep this push going for VCU despite the numbers disadvantage. Finds a third. Be a trade. VCU somehow continues to hold the zone despite the numbers disadvantage, and it's crazy. Like, I don't think I've ever quite seen a team where there's just 1 member still standing and it still feels like you're fighting the whole team. And VCU continues to get jump-ins and get their team back into every fight, no matter the situation. But GMU now on a push here, going below 50 points remaining. They are starting to get with reach here. 2 members down on the side of VCU, but GMU loses 2 as well. Oh, what timing!
If they pull another move like this in the last 30 seconds, take this to overtime. I am going to lose it. They've already got the zone again. Oh my god, I'm watching the points here. Do they get the lead? There's 20 seconds left. If they get the lead here, this is going to be the greatest zones matchup I've ever seen. They've already got 3 players down. Can they get the wipeout here? Get the wipeout. They've already jumped down. That may as well be a wipe. They've got the lead. 10 seconds left. Can they hold on to the zone? Can they hold on? Yes, they can. Oh my goodness.
GMU! They were on the ropes! They were down, pinned, but yet they come back here and take game number 4 to put themselves on the board, and they have found their footing here in this set. They still have a long ways to go, but like we said, GMU was looking for a massive win here, and I don't think you could have asked for a bigger win than that. With VCU holding on to the zone for probably about 70 to 80% of that game, GMU still finds a way, and that has got to feel good for them as they are now on the hunt for that fabled reverse sweep. Again, still a little bit early. They've got 1. They still have 3 more to go. And as we'd said before, VCU, you're looking to shut this one out as soon as possible. Close the door. Don't give GMU that opportunity, because with every single game, GMU is just going to build up more and more momentum. This is the types of situations that GMU thrives in, whether they like it or not.
Oh, this is top content right here, and I'll tell you why. This VCU is coming into this matchup fresh off a 4-3 victory over PSU Blue, which is huge. Huge if you're watching this group here. GMU is coming in thinking, let's not go to a game 7. Let's see what we can do against VCU. We need to keep ourselves into this playoff matchup. But I mean, goodness, I'm sitting here thinking with what just happened in game 4, what am I about to see for the next 3 games? Because I get the feeling that this is going to go on for the next 3 games, and maybe I just commentator's curse it. I don't know. This game goes beyond commentator's curse. This game already went beyond basic conventions of splat zones when we saw the race slider consistently take back the zone. So maybe all logic is thrown out the window. We're just gonna see what happens in Tower Control Inkblot.
Well, if we don't reach a game 7, I both teams will probably, be like, thanks for the commentator's curse, with slightly different tones.
Please direct all threats to my Discord.
Well, let's go ahead and dive on into game number 5, though, Nito. It is back-to-back classics here. We had Splat Zones Mako Mode. Now we're headed over to Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy. Take a look at the compositions. It seems like Mini, for the first time, is going to be bringing out the ballpoint in this set. And then the Machine coming out on the side of GMU Patriots.
So they're gonna keep the bombs here because they want to at least make sure they still have that bomb pressure. We've seen a lot of bomb pressure coming off the side of VCU, so it's good they're gonna keep holding on to that, and they're gonna keep holding on with this. Actually, GMU is got the same idea with the slash machine, by the way, but they've already got down 1 player. They've already gone down 2 players. They've already gone down. That's almost a delayed triple there. Delayed wipe for GMU. This is going to be another huge opening for GMU as they seek to get themselves back into contention. They've already done it with a 3-1. The 3-2 would be even bigger for them.
Oh, and that was some nice there. By VCU to get that hammer out of their bats, able to pick off a second player. Wyatt's going to come down though, and this tower will stall at 71 points remaining. GMU does clear that first checkpoint, trying to keep this tower in an aggressive position, but it is absolute chaos around the tower right now. VCU finally gets everybody out of the way of the tower, trying to open things up for themselves, but GMU coming up with a couple specials again, and now gonna get back on this tower after it does retreat back to mid, trying to keep this push going, trying to hold it for as long as possible. This has so far been about a 45-second push for GMU, but VCU, we've seen them come up with some big defenses just like this, as they get the third, and this tower is going to stop right there. It's going to reset, and VCU will start adding their first points of the game to the board.
You need to watch that right side. Actually, no, never mind that. The slashing machine actually jumped out and got themselves back onto their own plat area. So far, so good for GMU, who's got at least 1 checkpoint to their name. Another huge pick here, actually, as Wyatt from VCU is going to be forced to jump out. GMU still holding on to control here. Or trying to make up to the bats area of the map. And they do go down very quickly here. Wyatt might be going down. Miggity goes down. Do they watch for Wyatt though? Yes, they do. Can they get themselves to checkpoint 2? No, maybe. It's going to be close. Slug, they're trying to keep it up with Kira. Kira goes down. Slug still holding on to the tower. They've gotten themselves up to checkpoint 2, and that's up to 55 points remaining. Huge. They keep this going. The huge keep up for GMU. They keep this going. Seen so far these last 2 games. Great stuff here from GMU. Continues to hold on.
Yeah, it is crazy because right now both of these teams, they're getting just sort of chip damage at each other right now. GMU's gotten a little bit more of that than VCU at this stage, obviously, but they're just trying to chip away. Nobody really had a big breakout moment in this game quite yet, and you have to think that is going to come for somebody. That's what the game's going to come, in my opinion, is who has that breakout moment, because as of right now, I only think one team will find it, and with the time remaining, and so far VCU looking like they might be the ones that are going to take the drivers here, grab the steering and make something happen. Mini's going to be forced into an inkjet, does pick off one, able to pick the second. They're trying to keep this push alive, so no breakout moment yet, but they are in a very good position nonetheless.
And they're getting sort of closer to checkpoint 2, the exact same play GMU is that, but they lose possession of the tower almost as quickly as they got it. They've got 2 or 3 players, or actually all 4, right up there in the right stack of GMU, or on GMU's side. So they've got a tactical already. You can bet that there's going to be a push coming out from them. As they're finding a 2v1, they've got some help there right next to the tree. 3 players down already or 1 player down for both sides. VCU going down. 2 players now make to jump. GMU still come strong, but they do get picked off at least one of those players. As GMU continues to hold control, or actually, I want to say control. I want to say some control of mid as they continue to keep getting on the zone, getting deeper into territory. Maybe make it difficult for VCU, but certainly make things easier for GMU.
Absolutely, with under 30 seconds to go now, GMU trying to hold on to their playoff lives here. 2 down on either side. Nautilus comes up with 2. VCU responds immediately. This is going to come to the wire, folks, so buckle up as the bubble is popped. The junior goes down, though. 8 seconds to play. VCU on the tower. They are searching for the lead. Not able to get it quite yet. Everyone's collapsing it on the tower. The jumps are coming in. It is so good. GMU steals a second game to extend the set.
Oh man, GMU, how do you do it every time? This is another part where you had to come up clutch, and clutch, you came in. Goodness, that is right when you needed it. That GMU comes in, keeps it 2 and 3. This is starting to become a CCA league matchup for this started to be a CCA league matchup for the ages. I mean, my goodness, we've got it all here. We've got the re-slider cheese. We've got the games going all the way to overtime. We've got... I'm not saying it because of the commentator's curse idea, but GMU might just fail on one of their keys to victory, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's... You have to kind of look at that and be like, did you think you were gonna get away without playing a game 7? But they still have one more game to get through. So VCU continues to look really strong in each of these games, though. So at any moment, this set could just end. Especially with Rainmaker Museum on deck here. So this is going to be one that will probably go the full 5 minutes plus overtime because it is really difficult to get knockouts on this particular map mode. So that first Rainmaker game was certainly wildly entertaining on Undertow. I anticipate something very similar here. Notably, VCU did win that. So it will be interesting to see what happens here. I think this one really can go either way, but of course, from a spectator perspective, we would love to see a game 7. I know VCU wants to put this one away and just stop it here because again, they are fighting for that number 1 seed in the group. GMU is fighting for their playoff lives here, so both teams have something to play for. Neato, let's get into it. Game number 6. Let's take a look at the composition.
I'm already sitting here thinking you just came off a win against PSU Blue 4-3, and now you're staring at GMU, a team fighting for that last playoffs, one of those last playoff spots. You were up 3-1. You were up 3-0 at game 4, and you thought this could be something you cruise into. You're staring at a 2-3. You're thinking, okay, this GMU team starting to bring out the big ones. But they've got 2 players down already. VCU looking at big numbers advantage. If they can navigate around that bubble, that could also be huge for them. There goes Mini, getting themselves up to the first checkpoint. Nice little top skip and a jump there to get themselves past 58 remaining. Things are looking good so far for VCU as they get another pick for courtesy of Wyatt with the Trizuka.
Absolutely. And take a look at that. Wyatt almost with a break sprint up to the pedestal, and VCU off to a hot start. Try to get some more points on the board. They add 4. So they're trying to keep this push going as best as possible. And I believe with the cooler as well, it seems like they're actually in quite the position to do so. They're not going to let this one up one bit. The bubble, though, will make it a little bit difficult for them to work back towards that. GMU picks up the Rainmaker now as well. So they are going to be looking to bring this one down to slow down the VCU advances. But with 2 down, GMU find themselves in a spicy position.
And it's a spicy position indeed. We've got 2 players down, 3 players down already. That's a delayed triple for GMU, VCU, high and mighty here. We might see a repeat, honestly, of the Splat Zones Makeover game if the GMU sneak by another few Rainmaker carries. But so far, so good for VCU to be holding very comfortably here. Wyatt here trying to make quick work of Kira. Kira, though, Wyatt both able to come away from it. Actually, Wyatt goes down. So far, VCU is starting to almost stop this. They don't need to push up. Already got themselves up 38 remaining, and they've got lots of time on the board. They've got another pick there with the Splatana Wiper going down along with that hammer. But this junior is able to take out the Rainmaker before it makes that big old jump. And so far, GMU still holding on, still playing patiently. They know they're capable of bringing this one back when they need to. They've shown it before, and they are confident they can do it again.
Oh man, they're halfway through this game now. VU with a GMU yet cross the halfway mark of this map with the Rainmaker in hand. So this is starting to look, very similar to a couple of those past games where VCU just has control for the majority of the game, but GMU, they've proven time and again they just need one shot, and they do clear the checkpoint here, which is going to be big for them. Are also wiped out, so a little bit of trade-offs here, and I think both teams are content with that situation. GMU okay with getting the checkpoint cleared. VCU saying, hey, you know what? They got the checkpoint, but we wiped them out. We're going to be back in control. Back in control, they are indeed. The position we saw them earlier. Still holding on to the Rainmakers. They know about Kira, who's starting to sneak right back, right behind. Kira able to assist with one pick, at least with the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker quickly going down. You say, you've got Wild, we've got our own misdirection play here. Here comes Kira from back. Might some more pick with this stamp. There's one pick. Totostar goes down. Wyatt almost goes down, but they come down eventually. That's 3 players down for VCU. GMU still holding on. They're not going down without a fight. They haven't been going down without a fight. 1 minute left, and it looks like nothing has changed for GMU. This could be another moment where they come in clutch. Oh, and here they go. Starting to advance slightly past that point. Numbers in their favor. Trying to make a play, but no! A massive shot down by Mini on the Snipe Rider. Oh, disaster for GMU as the clock continues to work against them. Oh, man. Tens and tens by the minute. 25 seconds left on the clock. And it looks like GMU needs to make another miracle push like they've been doing the last few matchups. Can they make it here? They've got 1 pick on the board. Thanks, Kira, for that 1 pick. Silflux going down. GMU has yet to pick up the Rainmaker. Those are going to be some triple strikes. Is it GG strikes for them? Not quite. Is it the lead for them? Not quite either. As they go down, 5 seconds left on the clock for them to pick up another one. Trying to make another miracle push. Or do they have the popping power? No, they do not. VCU takes this set 4-2 in what was one thriller of a matchup here. Oh my goodness. What has been a set that comes down to inches. Every single game, of course, ends the exact same way. 5 points separates GMU from a potential Game 7 and the opportunity at a reverse sweep. Oh, what a showing though. VCU is going to win the set 4-2. They're going to win the group by going 5-0. GMU, they fought so hard, but they will drop to 3-2, and now they await their fate as it is no longer in their hands to see if they can secure one of those coveted 2 wildcard spots. Oh my goodness.
I almost want to be the one giving them that wild card spot because, I mean, I always say match scores don't tell the whole story. What about a whole season record? I mean, 3-2, but you've taken almost nearly a good majority of those sets into a game 7. You lose 2 of them, and this one you've lost to a 6 game set. So I don't know. I almost want to just give them the wild card spot. Honestly, if it was up to me, you know what? You earned it by merit alone. Fortunately, that's not going to be how it works. Like you said, it's all up to fate now. But as with CCA tradition, this is going to be, believe, a play all 7. So we still got one more match to go, and that's going to be the fabled play and blitz on Barnacle and Dime.
Absolutely. So we will go ahead and let them play this one out, have fun with it. Just try and let the pressure just seep away. So, you know, it's over. That at the very least you can just breathe a little bit. So I know VCU, they have fought hard all season long. They started this season 12-0 in individual games before running into the biggest obstacle so far earlier today, Penn State, the reigning Division I champions, and ultimately beating them. So congrats to VCU, honestly, because from where they had started back in season 2 to where they are now, it's one of those growth arcs that really is so much fun to be a part of and to witness such greatness evolve. And they really need to pat themselves on the back, go celebrate, because you're a number 1 seed in Division 1, where you had started back in the day as a Div 4 team back God knows when, as oh my goodness.
Here comes the play all 7 silliness we're famous for.
Yep. Well, we'll dive into this one in just a second. But VCU, you know, go celebrate, because this is a fantastic achievement nonetheless. But let's dive on into this one, and we'll talk a bit more about the scenarios that still stand for this group in particular following the game. As they, of course, we got the wiper comp, and we've got the I don't even know what to call VCU's comp.
the throw random things into your comp and see what happens, because we've seen Dynamo. I've seen Dynamo comp. I know Tiger from the Grillers, so we've at least seen that Dynamo before. But then I see the rest of this comp, and okay. Yeah, okay, Neo Sploosh. We've got 4 stamps on the side of GMU now, so that's all well and good, I believe. Okay, look at the assist from whatever player just stamp. Great job here. But I think that's GMU. Never mind, I saw just like a bunch of trades here, so I think GMU actually gets to claim the basket. Look at that.
Well, we noticed that this one's not going to go 8 minutes with a 1-in push to get things started. As I just realized Mini the one on the sploosh. So Mini goes from one of the longest range weapons in the game to the shortest range weapon in the game, and is still popping off with a nice double there. What can't Mini do?
What can't Mini do? You're right. Well, I barely win this fight, but so far, things are holding strong for GMU. If see them in the wild card, I'm not okay on a professional standpoint. I'm not sure how it feels seeing this on playoff set, but if I saw this as a spectator, I'm all for it. Don't let this influence you, GMU, by the way. But I am looking at this and thinking, but this is the fun in games in the play all 7 tradition. You just see both teams just throw caution and win it, so we're just gonna de-stress. It's a tough set. Let's throw out Quad Viper. We'll we'll see what happens. Things are over for the set anyway.
Yeah, honestly, and it's working out for them so far. So you know, there's something cooking here. As we're halfway through this game, Men DME. I feel like we didn't give Men DME enough discussion here because that has to be one of the all-time names in the CCA, and I genuinely need to know if this name works. Like. Are men DMing? So if any men out there have DM'd, you know, I want to know who you are, and why this type of marketing works, and what exactly are they looking for?
These are stats you won't see from the stats team, by the way.
Yes, these are the stats that we need to. You are so right, Nito. We need to evolve our stats, and the next stat we should be taking is the number of men that DM VCU.
Oh man, it's like having someone come up to your door at your house, ask if you want to be part of a survey. Just come up to them and say, "Hello, have you had a good day? Yeah, we have one question for you. How many men have DM'd you within the last 24 hours past this set?" Not a good door-to-door trick, I will say, but you know what? It will work for this one particular player, and they've actually gone down, so that may decrease the number of men at the disposal, but so far so good for GMU. They continue to hold on to the lead until now. I just commentators curse this set, or this game really, so oops. But hey, Men DM got me a few more clams into the basket, so maybe those stocks are going up.
Maybe. So VCU does get a few more clams in. This basket will indeed close. 30 seconds to go. And honestly, with these compositions, they're actually pretty even. It's I feel like a lot of times when you pull out these types of compositions, it tends to just swing one way or the other, but they've been even matched. So once again, no breakout moment. This game, Game 7, despite the goofiest of compositions, it's still close between these two teams. So they're actually proceeded to overtime now, as they do have that pity clip that they have picked up. They do take out the Glugas, the hammers now. They might actually be able to set up the jump here. They do get, but they need, I believe, 3 clams on top of that, and they are not going to find it. So this one will be a VCU victory in this friendly game number 7. So congrats to VCU for winning the battle of choice compositions.
VCU, like DRS said, this is the time to celebrate. You've gotten yourselves into playoffs. You're leading a group in Division 1. That's another hats off to you. The men will be DMing tonight. The champagne will be popped. This is a huge momentous occasion for VCU, but GMU, even GMU, playoffs or not, you guys did really well. My goodness, I was not expecting the re-slider cheese to work so well in Game 4, but I really just hope this team gets into the playoffs. Maybe it's because I want to see more of that re-slider funniness, but I just want to see more from GMU. They have all the heart in the world. That huge opening, huge ending. It's not quite over. I know it's all left to fate here, but I really hope we see more of them.
Absolutely, and we do have another set on deck, but I do want to quickly discuss 2 things here first. So we do have word from production that the number is 4. 4 men have DM'd him. So that is your neat, I guess your Nito stat of the night. If you catch my double pun there, Nito.
Okay.
So that is that stat. Second of all, for those that are wondering about wild card real quick, it is new to Division 1 this season, as we do have 3 groups, which does present kind of wonky scenarios. So the top 2 teams from each group progress to the playoffs, just no questions asked. there are 2 more spots up for grabs. So the 3 third place teams, so 1 from each group, those 3 teams are then stacked up against each other, and we look at the rankings, we look at the standings, and go through the individual tiebreakers, because of course they haven't played each other, so there's no head-to-head here. So we go to record, game win-loss differential, wins against higher placed opponents, and then after that it is then you get the doomsday scenario of we have to play a game to decide who gets the spot. So that is what the wild card is. The best 2 third place teams advance to the playoffs to face the top 2 number 1 seeds, which as of right now, Red Embers has locked up one of those. We remain to see what happens in this next set between UCSD and Banana Split. So it's going to be a fun ride here as we wrap this one up and proceed to that next match to figure out what is going to be the fate of Banana Split's playoff hopes, and if UCSD can lock up the number 1 overall seed and complete the perfect regular season. Nito, thank you so much for joining me on this one. This was a ton of fun. Let's go ahead and toss this one over to our next commentators soon. So go ahead and plug yourself. Where can the people of our chat find you?
You can find me on the one and only Bird app, known as, I guess, formerly known as Twitter. We're going to keep calling it Twitter. Blue Sky. You can also find me on Twitch. And the rare occasion I do stream at Nito Unused. And right now, you can find me kind of coughing. I'm still working through this little funny stuff I got going on. Where can the people find you, Durf?
You can go and find me on Twitter at DRF_Splatoon and on Twitch at TritonDRF. But per usual, you can find me right here on the CCA channel, covering all things collegiate Splatoon. UCSD Esports Gold and Banana Split coming up next. Riffy and Astrum will be bringing you home with that one. Stay tuned. You are not going to want to miss it.